Hello and welcome. Still on here at Bragdy Bach. It's been some time and I do apologise. I haven't got much excuse really, but yeah, I've been off for annual leave for a couple of weeks, so did nothing much there really. Bit of decorating, some painting as you do. But yeah, I have thoroughly been enjoying the vlogs of late, and some really interesting ones there as well. I'd just like to thank you all for continuing that so I can have something to watch. And I thought it's about time that I added something to it. Just poured myself a Schwarzbier that I've done, and it is absolutely amazing, and I think I've found what I need to do to get my beers like this. This is the second one that's come out fantastic. I'll explain a bit more about that, but I'm quite thirsty, so just bear with me. Iechyd da. That's quite a lovely beer, really is. Ooh, that's nice. So, thank you to begin with to Pat's Brewery. I've got your beers, mate. Thank you very much. I've seen Big Banana and Rick, he's had some as well. I'll be doing a separate vlog for that. So thanks very much. They're in the fridge, getting chilled. So I haven't been brewing at all. I've not had to really, because the bar and the taps here are full. So I've got the Velin on. I'm just looking at the list there. Vienna Lager, the Schwarzbier, which has just gone on now. I've still got the IPA, and I've got what have I got on? Yeah, the Golden Ale. No, I lie. It's not the Golden Ale. It's the Persistently Bitter that's on the hand pump. So and that's turned out quite well as well, so I'm really impressed with that. So there's no real reason to be brewing for brewing's sake, and the Murgy Straight is about to get kegged, maybe this evening or maybe tomorrow. I'm not too sure how things go, because I've just arrived home basically. So yeah, that's ready to go. Now I've got a load of Golden Promise, so I'll be looking to be doing something with them. So the Murgy Straight, I'm looking forward to that, getting kegged so we can have a sip of that against the original. I've got, I think, a couple of bottles of it there. One thing I did do this Saturday just gone, I did actually put a message on BrewTubers, but I was invited to, it was like an invitation only really, Oktoberfest. It was like a taster sessions, the first one that they've ever done at Bragdy Cubby in Holyhead, and it was a fantastic evening. It was all in the local papers last year, and I think it was on national news. We had an Oktoberfest by this massive company who came down to the local Anglesey showground, and they'd been going on about it for months, and it was absolutely diabolical. People were complaining, people had been standing for hours. So obviously they never came back, thankfully, because I don't think any of you bothered going there, to be honest. It was that terrible, really, really poor show, completely. But the one that Bragdy Cubby did this Saturday, we had so much fun. It was fantastic, and there was some actual Germans there as well. So it was a really great night, and if Beth and Dan will be watching this, thank you very much for that invitation. It was fantastic, and let's hope for a better one next year, if that's possible. So yes, on to the beers that I've been doing and why they're turning out much better, for me anyway. Hopefully that most of you have seen that conditioning box that I've done. So what I've been doing lately is build that conditioning box. So these beers plus the Persistently Bitter have been conditioning at about 8 to 10 degrees for at least 30 days in the keg, under pressure. at the right pressure, and I tell you what, it's absolute night and day. The bubbles that you get on the top of the head, they're really, really tiny. Don't know if that makes the difference at all, but it is a constant and it's fantastic. And it just, the lacing on the glass that you get when you're drinking it, even though this is chilled, it'll give a good lacing on it. And for me, it's an absolute game changer. If you can get into it and get somewhere that you can condition and keep that temp, especially summertime, it's a bloody nightmare, as we all know. The difference, the fluctuation in temperature, especially in my brew shed, was killing all my beers. You had to open a few bottles and it just fizz out, and it was a nightmare. So I'm so glad that that's been done. Really, really fantastic piece of kit as far as I'm concerned, and it's doing something to the beer. It's like what I suspect that the pros are doing, conditioning them for a certain amount of time at the right temperature and a constant temperature, and it makes a hell of a difference. Excuse me. It is, I can't describe it. It's the level of carbonation is just top notch. You'd get a fizzy one, you'd get one that hasn't quite carbonated sufficiently enough and what have you, but these are always just like constant, absolute constant. It's not as if I need an excuse to drink, don't get me wrong, but like, it's such a joy to drink something like this that you produced yourself. It's amazing. So I'm glad that I've actually done that. So that's it really, guys. I'm going to keep this short. So probably the next vlog will be having a drink from Pat's Brewery. I'll be cracking them open soon, and get my thinking cap on for the next brew days. Really not sure what to do. So I've had like the Vienna Lager has been quite a dark one. This one, the Schwarzbier, obviously a bit darker. And I thoroughly have been enjoying the ales and just the standard bitters and what have you. But there is an urge to have a hoppy beer back on tap. The coconut IPA kicked a week ago. To my disappointment really, because I really do like the coconut IPA. There's something quite unique about that, isn't there? It's a great beer. So I'm looking towards doing something of that nature. Yeah, so I won't keep you long, guys. I just thought I'd pop back on just to say that everything's okay, and thoroughly enjoying the beer, and long may it continue, I say. So lads, I'll leave you go, carry on with this, and hope to see you very soon. Iechyd da.